Is your religion demanding that you marry somebody, maybe somebody you don't even know? Perhaps your family has chosen somebody and they have offered them something in exchange for your hand in marriage. Are you finally an adult and need somebody else to support you besides your parents? Hello, 1943. Those were a lot of reasons people would get married previously, but times have changed, obviously, and there's a lot of reasons that marriage has been on the decline for the past half a century. In 2023, we typically marry for reasons other than those. We used to have a partner who was just our partner. The man took care of the woman, she tended to the family, and they lived their life together, sometimes communicating, sometimes not, on the same team with the same goals of raising a family and having a happy life. Nowadays, we have a lot more demands of the people that we choose to marry. We don't just want somebody to co-parent our children. We're often looking for our best friend. We're looking for our support system, support us in career decisions. They should get along with our friends and our family and want to share in all of our favorite activities. It's a big, huge list and hard for one person often to be able to satisfy all the needs that we demand of our romantic partners these days. So I think it's interesting that a lot of social changes over the last 50 years have seen a really big decrease in the marriage rates in the United States. We still are contending with divorce rates for first marriages between 30 and 50%, and for second marriages between 60 and 70%. I always think it's interesting that second marriages don't last statistically better than first marriages. You would think that people would have learned something from the first one. I guess that's part of my purpose. But I suppose the reason for that would be that once you've gone through a divorce, it doesn't seem like it's a huge barrier to freedom to divorce somebody when you've experienced it before. I think we should know more of what we're looking for, be choosing more wisely the second time, and go into it with an understanding that this is going to take work, tending to, and extra care to make it last. But, often people don't feel they need to be married or have a piece of paper in order to cohabitate, live together in a romantic relationship. A lot of people delaying or deciding not to have children in their partnership. And then women, of course, not requiring somebody else to help with their financial responsibilities, able to take care of themselves and earning figures more similar to what men make. Also, a lot of people don't really have the example of what a great, healthy, long-lasting relationship looks like, have seen divorces that looked really ugly or unappealing, something they don't want to experience themselves, and aren't really feeling as confident in the institution of marriage as a whole. So those are some reasons why people have chosen to delay or not get married, but there's still some really good ones. And I'm going to share those with you today. Before I do, I just wanted to ask you a big favor. When you get a quick second, if you could please hit that button and subscribe to the channel, and then click on that notification button so that you get notified when new videos go live. It's very, very helpful to me and really supports the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Okay, how many do I have? 7. 7 great reasons still to get married. That's what's on the agenda. It's nice to come home and have somebody there that you can talk to, share your days, celebrate your successes, complain to about your problems, issues, and challenges at work. Partnership is a wonderful thing for a lot of people, and they enjoy having that at the end of their day and somebody to spend their weekends with. Somebody to go and do the things that they enjoy doing. Going to see films, eating out, vacationing, those sorts of things. So a partner who shares in your day-to-day life and the special moments is reason enough for some people to still want to take that leap and partner up in marriage. Number 2, emotional and financial stability. Obviously, 2 incomes always going to be better than 1. Having somebody who truly cares about your mental health, your well-being, your physical health, and is there to support you and encourage you in being a healthy version of yourself, being a happy version of yourself, is always going to fall into the positive column and is obviously another reason, worthwhile reason, to tie the knot. Number 3, wanting to have a family. Having children is best in a stable and emotionally healthy environment with 2 people, 2 parents, a mother and a father, mother and a mother, father. 2 parents, different people to handle the job of parenting is much easier. And ideally, for your sanity, the way that most people would want to do that if given the choice. So to build a family together would obviously be the next reason. Number 4, it's still kind of just what adults do. It's a natural stage of the human experience in our country. You know, people go through their teen years, maybe extended education, going to college or some type of training, having a job, finding a partner, getting married, having children, doing that whole thing. So it's still a social norm that a lot of people don't even think twice about. It's like back in my grandmother's day. You got to a certain age and looked around the 4-block radius from where you lived. Somebody who was age appropriate, wasn't a serial killer, had a job. That was good for you. You met, he was probably a nice person on his best behavior. You married him. So some of that still is a holdover in our society. I sometimes kid around and said to my kids that when you decide you want to get married, it's kind of musical chairs. When the music stops and you've decided you're ready to get married, who's standing in front of you? Who's in front of your chair going to sit down and take the seat of being your spouse? Social norms, still another reason people marry. Religion often plays a part because people who are extremely religious or a family that's very religious would prefer to see you married with a religious service of some kind as opposed to just having you cohabitate, live with a partner that you're not married to. So often family and religion still have that pressure on young people to get married in 2023. Perhaps you just bumped into somebody whose company you truly enjoyed, had no intentions of marrying, but this is a person whom you trust. They're easy to be around. You have an understanding about each other. You look at the world in the same way, and that's enough. They're easy to be with. And then there's one more reason that kind of jumps from that one into the fact that you just really care about this person. The final reason is that you are in love with someone and you can't imagine in that state of infatuation often that you can be without this person once you've been with this person. Ideally, this is someone you care about so much that their best interests supersede your own, and you would do whatever, including continuing to work on this relationship in order to ensure their happiness. You can see them as a parent and co-parenting with them. Perhaps if you're younger, you can see yourself spending hours upon hours after retirement in this person's company. You love them, and hopefully you see them as being fun to be around, someone you truly enjoy, and that would probably be the best reason. I hope you found that interesting. If you did, my mother suggesting thumbs up would be a nice way to let me know. I hope you'll subscribe and hit that ring bell so that you're notified every time a new episode goes live. I'll look forward to seeing you next time, and make sure you don't miss this episode on why it's perfectly all right to remain single like so many people are doing with very legitimate reasons. I think that's the flip side to this and a really interesting episode to watch now. Thanks again for stopping by, and have a good one.